You've applied to online jobs and heard nothing back. Every posting wants 5 years of experience for entry-level work. The problem probably isn't you, it's that everyone's applying for the same job titles. And here's something wild. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are currently more open jobs in the US than there are people looking for one. Over 7.6 million open positions as of this year. And today, I'm walking you through 9 online jobs companies are struggling to fill, and almost none of them require the background that you'd assume. If you've worked customer service, retail, admin, or just paid close attention to detail in whatever you've done, you probably already qualify for more of these than you think. And quick disclaimer, pay figures here come from real sources, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Glassdoor, and ZipRecruiter, and I'll put those on the screen for you. These are just averages, they are not guarantees. They are going to shift with your location and experience. And watching this video doesn't guarantee a job or income, and you won't qualify for every single role here today. So do your own research and confirm current listings before applying. And if even one of these jobs surprises you, please hit that like button for me. It helps this reach somebody else stuck exactly where you were just 5 minutes ago. Job number 1 is IT help desk. You're the person answering tickets when somebody's laptop won't connect or they've forgotten their password again. Every company running on computers needs this, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects around 50,000 openings a year for computer support specialists through the year 2034. And most people skip this one, assuming it needs a computer science degree, and it doesn't. Most days are password resets, not rebuilding a network. If you've ever walked a family member through fixing their Wi-Fi, you already have a lot of the instinct that this job runs on. I'll put some of the current pay averages on the screen for you now. Now, to do this, you'll need patience, clear communication, and a willingness to learn whatever ticketing software the company uses. As for an opportunity score, I give it an 8 out of 10 to get started, though the ceiling is lower until you get more specialized. To get started, you'll need a certification like CompTIAA Plus or Google's IT support certificate is usually enough to get you in the door. And most of these jobs on this list don't require a 4-year degree, but they do require training or experience, and there's an online job training program I recommend to all my subscribers. I'll put a link below in the description and in the pinned comments if you want to learn more. Now, if troubleshooting isn't your thing, wait until you hear about the healthcare job that pays well with 0 patient contact. I'm talking about becoming a medical coder. You are translating a doctor's notes into billing codes insurance companies use to process claims. No patient contact required. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects roughly 14,000 openings a year for medical record specialists, growing 7% through 2034. And people assume this needs nursing school, and it doesn't. It's a specific learnable skill, and certified coders often work fully remote. If you're the type who catches a typo everyone else scrolls past, you already have the instinct this job runs on. And I'll put up some of the current salaries on the screen for you now. To do this, you'll need attention to detail, medical terminology knowledge, and a coding certification like the CPC or CCA. I'll give this a 6 out of 10 to start since it takes real training, and earning potential climbs with your credentials. And the certification programs typically run a few months, and a lot of coders study while working another job. And speaking of jobs that skip the degree requirement, the next one might have the highest ceiling on this whole list. I'm talking about remote tech sales, specifically account executive and sales development roles. You are helping companies understand why their software solves a specific problem. Account executives actually overtook software engineers as the most in-demand remote job title in 2026, and remote sales postings are projected to grow 18% this year. And people rule this out picturing pushy cold calls, but most modern tech sales is closer to being a helpful guide, and leads often come to you from people who are already already interested. If you've ever talked a friend into trying a product you love, you already have a feel for what this job actually requires. And I'll put up some of the recent pay averages on the screen for you now. Now, to do this, you'll need comfort with rejection, basic CRM software, and the ability to explain things clearly. I'd give this a 6 out of 10 to start, but a 9 out of 10 for earning potential, since your commission can increase over time as you build up your client base. Most people start as an SDR or sales development rep and move into a closing role within a year or two. Since we're talking about tech sales, that program I mentioned earlier, Course Careers, actually has training specifically for tech sales. It's one of their most popular programs because companies hiring for these roles usually care more about whether you can be trained than whether you have a degree. And I'll put the link below in the description and in the pinned comments so you can check out their free intro course. All right, let's shift gears a little bit, because the next job sounds like something out of a detective show, and it's more accessible than you'd think. Job number 4 is background investigator. You're interviewing people, checking records, and writing reports to verify someone's history before a company hires them or grants clearance. Federal contractors and screening firms post these roles consistently, and the pay spread is wide, meaning real room to grow with experience. Now, people assume this needs a law enforcement background. It doesn't. Plenty of investigators come from customer service or admin roles instead. I'll put some of the recent pay figures on the screen for you now. Now, to do this, you'll need strong writing skills, comfortable interviewing strangers, and the ability to work independently. I'd give this a 5 out of 10 to start. Some roles want clearance eligibility, which can take time. Now, to get started, many employers train you on the National Training Standard, and this role blends field interviews with remote report writing. Next up is a job exploding right now because every company wants to automate something with AI. And no, you don't need to know how to code. I'm talking about AI automation specialists. You take a repetitive manual task like moving data between two systems and build a workflow that runs it automatically. PwC's Global AI Jobs Barometer found jobs requiring AI skills pay 56% more on average. Companies are racing to automate faster than people can learn how. And this gets overlooked because people assume it means becoming a software engineer. Most of this work happens inside no-code tools like Zapier or Make. If you've ever built a spreadsheet formula or set up an automatic reminder, you already think the way this job requires. And I'll put up some of the recent pay averages on the screen now. To do this, you'll need process thinking and familiarity with automation tools. I'd give this a 6 out of 10 to start. Most of it's self-taught. Earning potential, I give it an 8 out of 10. And the same work pays more under an engineer title. To get started, build a couple sample automations, document them, and use that as your portfolio. If you like the sound of a specialized in-demand skill like that one, Course Careers is definitely worth a look at. They maintain relationships with companies actively hiring their graduates. I'll put a link below in the description and in the pinned comments so you can learn more. Now, let's go back to healthcare for a second, because this job has nothing to do with coding and everything to do with getting people paid what they're owed. Job number 6 is healthcare reimbursement specialist. You're making sure hospitals and patients get paid correctly by insurance companies, catching errors before they become a billing nightmare. And healthcare doesn't slow down when the economy does, and this work is tied directly to how every hospital keeps their lights on. And people often confuse this with medical coding. It's not. This one leans into insurance rules, appeals, and communication with payers. So if you've ever called your own insurance company to fight a bill, you understand more about this job than you might think. And I'll put up some of the recent salary averages on the screen now. Now, to do this, of course, you'll need to be comfortable with numbers and understanding of insurance billing and patience to follow up on claims. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 to start, as most employers do train you on their own systems. But for an earning potential, I give it a 6 out of 10. Now, to get started, it helps to have a background in billing or customer service, but a lot of companies do train. Now, this next job might have the single biggest gap between how many openings there are and how many people are actually applying. I'm talking about cybersecurity analysts. In this role, you are monitoring systems for threats and helping companies keep their data out of the wrong hands. And more than 500,000 cybersecurity positions sit unfilled in the US right now. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects around 29% growth through 2034, and this is the fastest of anything that we've covered today. And people assume this field is only for lifelong coders. It's not. Plenty of analysts come from IT support backgrounds and build security knowledge through online certifications. I'll put up some of the recent salary averages on the screen now. And I'll be honest, this one takes real study. You'll need to understand networks and basic security principles. So I'll give it a 4 out of 10 to start, but the earning potential is a 9. It is the highest ceiling that we've covered. Now to get started, you'll need a CompTIA Security Plus certification. This is the most common entry point. And if cybersecurity sounds appealing to you, Course Careers actually has a free intro course built specifically for cybersecurity, walking you through the fundamentals before you commit to anything. And I'll put a link directly to that free intro course in the description below. And now this next one is for anyone who's wondering how AI chatbots get smarter, because you can get paid to be a part of that. Job number 8 is AI trainer. You are reviewing AI generated responses, ranking which ones are better, and catching mistakes before they reach a user. Every major AI company needs humans checking its work, and that need keeps growing as more tools launch. People assume this needs a computer science background. For entry-level tasks, it doesn't. It needs strong reading comprehension and patience. And I'll put up some of the recent salary averages on the screen for you now. And if you have a background in law, medicine, finance, or engineering, you can access higher paying, more specialized work. For an opportunity store, I give it a 9 out of 10 to start, but for earning potential, it sits closer to a 5 out of 10. You can apply directly through trainer platforms, and most require a short assessment before you can get started. And of course, there are no guarantees. Now let's talk about the job that ties everything else together, because somebody has to actually run the project. I'm talking about project manager. You keep a project on schedule and make sure different teams are actually talking to each other. In 2025, project management became the #1 remote job category on Flex Jobs, passing IT roles for the first time. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects around 78,000 openings through 2034. And people think this needs a specific degree. It doesn't. A lot of project managers come from various backgrounds like teaching, retail, and hospitality. And I'll put up some of the recent salary averages on the screen now. To do this, you'll need organization skills, clear communication skills, and be comfortable with tools like Asana. I'd give this a 5 out of 10 to start. Most roles do want some relevant work experience, but the earning potential is strong, so I give it an 8 out of 10 for those who have experience. And a PMP certification helps, but it isn't always required. And a couple of the jobs on this list, the AI automation specialist role, the AI trainer role, only scratch the surface of what's opening up because of AI right now. Most people hear AI job and assume it means being a prompt engineer or a machine learning expert. And for a lot of these roles, that's just not true. That's actually what I wanted to get into next, because there are AI adjacent jobs out there that sound boring on paper, but pay surprisingly well. And most of them don't require any technical background at all. And I'll go ahead and link to that video on the screen for you now so you can check it out. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.